that Prince Llewellyn received on his wedding day, none was more favoured, nor would cause him greater pain, than the gift from King John of England. The wedding had all finished when the great portly king called him over.
Hey, come over here, young boy. I have a gift for you that I know you are already heavy, but come here, I think you will like it.
As Prince Llewellyn made his way over, the king reached into his cloak and pulled out a little bundle of fur and held it out. Dear me, is that an Irish wood found? That is indeed a kingly gift. Why, thank you. He reached down, grabbed that little bundle of fur, which immediately nuzzled up to his neck. In that instant, there was a bond forged between the two that only seemed to grow and pass in the year. As that noble hound grew, well, he quickly made his way to the front of that pack of hounds when they went hunting. He was so muscular and had such keen eyes that he could bound away after a buck or a deer at a moment's notice. He was so highly favored, he was the only dog allowed at the master's table. And Prince Llewellyn, he would give him, now and then, a little strip of meat. His wife would stare at him. He would simply shrug his shoulders and keep feeding him. Their bond was of such force that everyone knew how strong and clean it was, but something changed with the birth of a son. Gelert was the hound's name. He eyed his master curiously, wondering why he didn't spend as much time with him anymore. And so, as if to go in his master's steps, he would follow him into the nursery room and peer over the cradle to look down at that strange, pink man. Often, later, when Prince Llewellyn would look for Gelert, he would find him back in that nursery room, peering over, between pink fingers, reaching out and grabbing the fur. That dog would turn, grin sheepishly, and then obediently follow his master out. Now, the bond that had existed between master and dog shifted over slightly to the pup or the boy and the dog. As the boy became a toddler, 1 year old, where he could finally walk, they were often seen in the kitchen, the dog ahead of him, and the boy grabbing his tail behind, having the time of his life, as though that dog were a horse pulling a sleigh. And the kitchen staff would laugh. Now, because of the shift in loyalty, well, it disturbed Prince Llewellyn's sight. He would often come ready for the hunt and call, "Gelert! Gelert, come on, boy!" Why does he not come? He would go looking and find those two together, and reluctantly, Gelert would turn and obediently follow his master around. But one time, when it was a great hunt, Llewellyn went looking for Gelert, found him, and said, "Come on, we must go. Come on." So Llewellyn turned and went hunting without him. It was sometime after that they all went out on a great hunting party. The queen even was allowed to go finally. She was a great huntress. They spent their night in a lodge deep in the forest, and in the next morning they prepared to leave. But something disturbed Llewellyn. He felt ill at ease. "Do not worry about our son. He's got Gelert. Nothing will happen to him. Besides, we're leaving the nursemaid." Well, that is true. Very well. Let us ride. And when they returned, heavy laden with their their prey. They entered the clearing. Prince Llewellyn felt a prickle at his neck. The door, which he ordered to be stayed shut, was open. He quickly dismounted, ran inside, and that prickle of fear turned to a pain and panic. The entire room was in shambles. The tables and chairs were overturned. The nursemaid lay unconscious on the floor. "Gruffen!" he called out for his son. "Gruffen! Gruffen!" He ran from room to room, but he could see no sign of Gruffen. He even went into the nursery. "Gruffen!" But he could see nothing except an overturned bed. That's when he heard a window. He turned, and there came Gillette, stumbling toward him, injured, his teeth mired with blood. As Llewellyn took it all in, the rage that had started ever so slowly building within him came to a crescendo, and he realized what must have happened. The dog, in hunger and to get back at his master, must have ripped apart his son. His head filled with blood. He ripped out his sword and he plunged it deep into the heaving chest. His blood so filled his head that he almost missed the muffled cry. He turned, ran into the nursery, threw off that overturned bed, saw his son lying atop the dark pool with its neck ripped out, its blood congealed beneath its matted foot. With crushing clarity, he realized what he'd done. He quickly turned back, leapt toward his faithful hound, tucked him neatly in his arms, and watched as the hound reached up, trying to kiss his master one last time. It was a different kind of hush in the crowd. Orwin stood up.
That was beautiful. Beautiful, sad, but beautiful. To our friend, the Dwarf King, well done.
He raised his mug of ale, and instantly there was a hurrah! And they all clasped each other's hands and spilled ale.
You are truly our friend.
Thank you, good people. I am so grateful for your generosity.
He looked over at the queen, who sat on her throne stiffly and turned her head.
Oh, Queen.
He walked up toward the throne that King Harry sat at.
Oh, dear King, it appears that your lovely bride feels ill at ease with our presence. I beg that she may feel comfort. Let us take our leave.
So soon must you leave. Very well. Go with grace, and I shall see you when you wed. They picked up the chests, which were now heaped full of produce and all kinds of bread and pastries that King Herod had given him. And together they trudged